Every morning, the school compound was loud with laughter, shouting, and excitement. Students walked in groups, confident and carefree. In the middle of it all was a girl named Lila. She walked quietly, always alone, always trying to take up as little space as possible. People noticed her immediately, not because she stood out in a good way, but because she was different. And in this school, being different made you a target. From the first week of school, Lila became the easy joke. Students laughed at her clothes, her quiet voice, and the way she avoided eye contact. Mocking her became a daily routine for some students, like it was entertainment. They never thought about how their laughter affected her. Soon, Lila was no longer called by her real name. Hurtful nicknames followed her through hallways and classrooms. Each time she heard them, her chest tightened. She pretended not to care, but every name stayed with her. Lila learned to walk fast between classes. She kept her head down and her bag close to her body. Walking alone felt safer than walking beside people who laughed at her. The hallways felt longer for her than for anyone else. In class, Lila rarely spoke. Even when she knew the answer, she stayed quiet. She didn't want attention. Attention always turned into mockery. Teachers thought she was shy, not knowing silence was her shield. Teachers saw Lila as a quiet, problem-free student. They praised her calm and obedience. They didn't notice the way she flinched at laughter or the way her hands shook when called upon. Lunch was the hardest part of the day. The cafeteria was full of groups sharing food and jokes. Lila sat alone at a corner table, eating quickly. Sometimes she skipped lunch completely just to avoid being seen. Some students secretly recorded Lila on their phones. They shared videos and pictures, laughing behind screens. Lila didn't know at first, but she felt it. The stares, the whispers, the cruel smiles. Whenever things became too much, Lila hid in the bathroom. She locked herself in a stall, pressed her hands over her ears, and waited for the bell. It was the only place she felt safe. Lila cried quietly, always careful not to make a sound. She learned how to wipe her tears quickly and return to class like nothing happened. Showing pain only made things worse. At home, Lila lived in silence. Her parents worked long hours and were always tired. They loved her, but they didn't see her pain. She never talked about school. She didn't want to worry them. What no one at school knew was that Lila carried a secret, a heavy one. She had been hiding it for years, afraid of how people would react if they found out. After school every day, Lila rushed home. She wasn't lazy or antisocial. She had responsibilities waiting for her. Responsibilities no one her age should carry. At home, Lila took care of her younger brother, who was seriously ill. He depended on her for almost everything. While others rested or played, Lila cooked, cleaned, and watched over him. Many nights, Lila barely slept. She listened to her brother's breathing, afraid something might go wrong. Fear became part of her everyday life. Her clothes weren't ugly by choice. Medical bills took all their money. New clothes were never a priority. Lila accepted this, silently. Lila often looked exhausted at school. It wasn't laziness. It was stress, fear, and lack of sleep. No one asked why. Students laughed at how tired she looked. They said she was lazy, strange, or dirty. Every insult felt unfair, but she never defended herself. Explaining her life felt impossible. She believed no one would understand. Silence felt easier than being judged again. One afternoon, a group of students cornered Lila after class. They laughed loudly and pushed her bag to the floor. Books scattered everywhere. Other students stopped and watched. No one helped. Some recorded. Lila felt smaller than ever. As she bent to pick up her books, her hands trembled. Tears filled her eyes. For the first time, she couldn't hold it in anymore. A teacher saw what was happening and rushed over. The laughter stopped instantly. Fear replaced confidence on the bullies' faces. Lila was taken to the office, shaking and silent. The teacher gently asked what was wrong. Slowly, Lila spoke. She talked about the bullying. Then, through tears, she shared her secret, her sick brother, her responsibilities, her exhaustion. The room went quiet. The adults listened in shock. They finally understood. The school contacted Lila's parents. They arrived worried and confused. For the first time, Lila told them everything. Her parents cried, realizing how much she had been carrying alone. The principal was informed immediately. Bullying investigations began. Students who mocked Lila were called in. They looked uncomfortable, no longer laughing. Punishments were given. Apologies were demanded. Counseling was arranged. The principal called an emergency assembly to address bullying and responsibility. Without mentioning Lila's name, the principal spoke about hidden struggles and kindness. Students who once laughed now felt ashamed. Whispers changed tone. Lila stayed home for a few days to rest. Her body and mind needed healing. She feared returning to school. What if nothing changed? When Lila returned, the hallways felt quieter. Eyes followed her, but without laughter. One student approached her and apologized sincerely. Lila was shocked. Others apologized too. Some struggled to look her in the eye. For the first time, Lila didn't eat alone. Someone invited her to sit with them. Trust didn't come easily. Lila stayed cautious, but hopeful. Teachers checked on Lila daily. They listened this time. Deadlines were adjusted. Support was provided. The pressure slowly lifted. She began speaking more in class. Her confidence grew slowly. Students began seeing Lila differently, not as a joke, but as a strong girl. Lila realized she had been strong all along. She began helping other students who were bullied without seeking attention. Her story spread carefully, teaching others empathy. The environment became kinder, more watchful. The students who once laughed the loudest now struggled the most. Some avoided Lila completely, unable to face her. Others replayed their actions in their minds, finally understanding the damage they caused. Guilt followed them through the hallways, heavy and uncomfortable. For the first time, they realized that their jokes had created real pain. Even though the bullying had stopped, Lila did not magically feel better overnight. Some mornings were still difficult. Old memories returned without warning. Healing was slow, but now she had support, and that made all the difference. At home, Lila's parents changed. They listened more. They asked questions. They noticed when she was tired or sad. The house felt warmer, safer, and full of understanding for the first time in years. Life was still demanding. Lila still cared for her brother, still helped at home, still studied hard. But now, teachers adjusted deadlines, and classmates helped when they could. The pressure no longer felt unbearable. Slowly, the laughter disappeared. Students spoke to Lila with respect. Some smiled politely, others nodded when they passed her. The cruel jokes were replaced with silence, and then with kindness. Many students began to reflect how wrong they had been. They realized they never truly knew Lila. They judged her without asking a single question. That realization stayed with them. Lila began to change in small ways. She walked with her shoulders a little straighter. She looked up more often. Each small step forward felt like a victory she had earned. When someone made a rude comment one day, Lila didn't stay silent. She spoke calmly and firmly. The room went quiet. That moment proved how far she had come. Lila learned that kindness, even small acts, had power. A smile, a thank you, a simple conversation could change a day. She chose kindness, not because it was easy, but because she understood pain. Instead of letting her past define her, she used it to help others. She listened when classmates were struggling. She offered comfort without judgment. Her pain now had meaning. People no longer saw Lila as the girl to mock. They saw her as strong, responsible, and brave. Her reputation changed, not because she tried to impress anyone, but because she stayed true to herself. When someone made a rude comment one day, Lila didn't stay silent. She spoke calmly and firmly.